Hey, Ladi, welcome to Beyond. I want to give the audience a little background on Ladi Saka. He's a Instagram powerhouse with over 200,000 plus followers, a connector, influencer, and epic entrepreneur. Ladi is redefining the business of artist-driven merchandise, music publishing, and in fact, just recently opened a restaurant called LA Buffet. Hey, Ladi, welcome.
Thank you for having me. I'm looking forward to, having this beautiful conversation with you.
So I'm just curious, how old are you?
I'm 27 years old.
That's insane. I mean, 27 years old, and we're going to talk about the number of business users you're involved in that you've helped found. It's just remarkable, your perspective, your vision, your energy to create such a successful brand at this point. And we'll definitely dive into that. But before we start there, can you give us a little background of where you're from and kind of your sort of worldview, your perspective growing up?
Yeah, of course. I'm from Hammersmith, London, and then my nationality is Nigerian. So like all my family members are Nigeria or either London. And then we moved out to America when we were about like 8 years old with my family. And then ever since, we've been on that, grind for the American dream.
Now, I read somewhere that your cousin plays for Arsenal.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, Matt, one of Willie's really great friends, Matt, like really likes to watch my cousin like play to the team. But yeah, he's been, his name is Bukayo Saka. He's been part of the Arsenal team since he was about like 11, 12 years old. So he's part of the Arsenal Academy. So he's already been like, it's either you making it or like they recruit you super early. So it's either you making it or you're not. So he's, he stayed focused and he finished course and he's actually ended up being one of the youngest players that plays with like the premier team. So that's where he's at right now. So I'm looking forward to his growth. He's only just turned 18 years old.
So impressive. I mean, Arsenal is one of the world-renowned teams, certainly. I mean, you got Barcelona with Messi, but Arsenal maybe is almost equally as well-known or more well-known from a soccer standpoint.
No, of course. I mean, their fans are like no other, and they take very pride in it. And they're already calling him a young legend. He's really good when it comes to defense, and he's only getting much better. So he's going to be a one-stop shop for sure.
And does your cousin, he's a defensive player or is he?
He's mainly defense, but he's also offense. He does a lot of assists. He does a lot of scoring goals, and he's also like he works like that's all he does. He works 24/7 on that. So he has that mama mentality, and I think he's gonna be one of the greatest to play.
I love it. Well, that's a testament to him, his work ethic, and certainly blessed at some levels as well. So that's exciting. So, Ladi, we talked a little about you came to America when you were 8 with your family. What was that transition like coming to America from Britain at such a young age?
It was. I'll tell you, it was a little different. Definitely adjusting to the culture and trying to obviously blend in, be one amongst the kids, but at the same time too, like it just having like a different perspective and just honestly just adapting. I'll just say adapting, getting to know people, and then just trying to figure out who you are, because rather than, having all your family, a lot of people here are blessed because they have their family down the street or somewhere in the United States. All my family's overseas. So it's kind of really hard to go see your family. So you essentially in your own world, your own bubble. So you got to like kind of create your own, essentially. So I think it's a cool situation to be in.
So when you were young, did you get into sports or did you always know you wanted to be a business mogul? I mean, where did this sort of dichotomy become? Because right now you're a business mogul on the rise. Was that from a young age, or where'd you get that sort of appetite?
I mean, I play a little sports. I ended up falling in love with basketball. One of my favorite player of all time, obviously, is Kobe Bryant. Rest in peace. Definitely watching his, work ethic, all that kind of stuff with Shaq, but most importantly, I would just say like just from the culture that the culture and our upbringing, because in Nigerian culture, it's mainly about school. It's all about your education, and that's what's first. But at the same time too, my grandma was a real nice serial entrepreneur as far as having like a real estate business back in Nigeria. Also, also organically being in fashion. Used to take us to downtown LA. Didn't really end up liking going to downtown LA as a kid, but I ended up now having an office in downtown LA. So how does that work? So it came back full circle. So my mom and my grandmother definitely the key people that I've always been around. That we always, I've always been business savvy, saving money, and always thinking about the next thing or trying new things.
So it sounds like family was a critical part of your success growing up, your worldview, your perspective, your discipline. You had some great role models. And then you mentioned you got your education, I believe, in accounting. So talk us a little about that experience. You decided to go into accounting and how you transitioned from accounting to what you're doing today.
So yeah, I was went to CISA Northridge, Matadors over there, to go study accounting because I really did want to, go towards the big four firms, KPMG, Ernst and Young, and I wanted to be a CPA accountant because that was like one of the first jobs I took when I was 15 years old, and I had to like make a decision. I think my third year of college, like, do I really foresee myself, doing this 20 years from now? And I talked to myself, I didn't really see that. So I just went towards the entrepreneur route, which is a huge risk and goes against everything that we learned as far as go to school, go get a job, and then you'll be fine. But obviously, we know I wasn't older in the 90s. It doesn't work like that no more, So I rather lose on my own terms. So just started the entrepreneur journey on my third year of college and really just started diving and getting to know myself.
Yeah,
But
that's
being able
huge.
to always be a business person and apply some like the way you like plan and execute when it comes to the accounting principles and stuff.
Yeah, that really says a lot at a young age to have that perspective to say, I could go into accounting, yet your true nature. You want something different, something more. To be in control of your destiny, right, on your terms, and to have that perspective at 23 says a lot about you. And again, the upbringing you had, that perspective you were given, because a lot of people can want a lot of things and say, I want to go after this, but will they take that risk, right? I always say that the fruit is out on the branch, and sometimes the branch can snap. And so really kudos to you and then having that vision, because what you're involved in today is really touching a lot of lives in an amazing way. Not that accounting can't, but you are a master connector. And what I want to do is take a little dive into Tecton. I think I got that right. And if you could
Yes.
sort of share this company that you've started up, and it's really a juggernaut and it's growing, and you got a lot of offshoots from it. Sort of talk us through Tecton. And what I want to do while you do that is bring up the website to just show the audience what it is you're doing.
Now, of course, shout out to my business partner Christian Martinez. Him and his family, because he's been in the silk screen business. His family's been in silk screen business for over 10 plus years. And then in college, when he was in Boston, he ended up looking into like the technology aspect of printing, which is called direct to garment DTG. So it's high quality, sustainable clothing. He started it like towards the end of 2017. Then I got connected with him through a mutual friend, maybe about 6 months like later. And then I just, started working from the ground up, learning a little bit more about, because I've always done my influence stuff and social media stuff. So I just came, networked, and then organically built that relationship, and then obtained the vice president position, and then became, part of the like official team, So that's like creating an opportunity out of nothing, situation,
Right.
So, with Tecton LA, man, we mainly, we're a powerhouse that, in downtown LA, in-house. We focus on manufacturing, fulfillment, and we help a lot of people build their brands, because a lot, like, there's even being I'm also in the music industry, being able to understand like the power of branding as an entrepreneur in everything that you do. I rather you put, invest more time into building your brand, because that's something you could keep, rather than just put on like a Fashion Nova or something and then just giving all that IP just to like, you got to treat yourself like an athlete would. If someone didn't pay, like I'm wearing Under Armour, if someone didn't pay a certain amount of money for me to wear that, then why am I giving my name and likeness so freely?
Right.
And I want to give the power to the people, because this is more of a direct to consumer situation as opposed to just B2B play. We had the opportunity to work with clientele like Vayner Sports, where one of our high-end services is called Live Printing Experience. If you go on the website and click Live Printing Experience, that's it. What it is when we come and we bring our printer and we're able to actually print live. So one of our first live printing experiences we ever done was at a bar mitzvah, where there was like maybe like 50, 100 kids, and all of them have iPhones, and they were airdropping us whatever they wanted us to create, and we created after them on the spot. And that's how you connect with a person for a lifetime. So that's like kind of like our goals. It's like going the extra mile, the details, the packaging, the message behind it, the sustain. Like, it ain't cheap. Another key thing too that we're gonna be showing a little bit much more, because we just started shooting more content, is it's not so easy to keep something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, people take it for granted, all the stuff that is being done, because they don't know what's going on behind the scenes. They're not on the business owner end, understanding how these expenses to keep something like that is not cheap. You know what I'm saying? And we always are the ones, you know, looking out, you know, for the customer. But at the end of the day, like, they're going to find out. And it put us in a good situation to start other companies like Merchathon, which is mainly just focuses strictly on the fulfillment. We got like our Jordan product called Cozy. Like, he sell during these quarantine times, people are still buying this stuff for $200 each, you know? Merch, as you can see, like we're doing these custom masks. We got like a different, like, you know, different brands. Got some influencers on there. I got this girl named Ines X on there. She got like 1 million followers. You know, so just more like really trying to give everybody an opportunity to be themselves and create their own legacy. That's what Merchathon, and that's what Merchathon and Tecton LA really breeds in.
And one of the things I read in Tecton is that you actually work with artists that create the arts for the artist, the singer.
Yeah, original. Yeah, that's the key thing. The key thing too is it's not like these brands are just, you know, writing cliche stuff or you just writing words. Like, we have artists that create original artwork that is yours. That is showcase. We have data that shows that, say, you know, your favorite celebrity, and I get a talented artist that creates an original artwork, and it's Thanksgiving. Like, they're gonna buy into that artist life for a lifetime, because you're able to then, you know, draw a depiction of how that person makes them feel in a different way. You know what I'm saying? So the key thing is original artwork and keeping that privy, because that's something we always stand behind artists, you know, to the end, because a lot of artists just put this stuff online for free. It ain't really making money, but we also created like our royalty structure by being able to put some of these artists on Merchathon, where we started helping them scale and started putting money in their pocket, you know, because a lot of them just don't really understand the business aspect.
That's fantastic. And now I'm going to show another shot of your website, Merchathon, and then here you got what looks like some other products.
Yeah, we're into the health and wellness. Yeah, my business partner is his wife. Her name is Thea. She's really big in the health and wellness. And for us, the kind of people we are is whatever we live by, our people live by. We're into sustainable clothing. We're into healthy living. So like, we're gonna share it. We're gonna pave it forward. And the key thing for me is like a person who, you know, likes to drink a lot of water, but you don't realize that a lot of the water that we're drinking is like, what's the key word? It's like saturated. Like, it's like
chemicals, pollutants.
Yeah, chemical. Yeah, like, so like if you like, so when you actually put a Yoli packet, when you put like a Yoli packet in there, you're able to see, because the alkaline is like not, the pH level is not where it needs to be. Right. This actually helps balance that and actually clears it. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of the waters that we're drinking are maybe our bottled water that probably been in the store for a long time. So it's a way of really like purifying and cleaning your water. Because I'm not sure if you're familiar with Kangen water. Like, Kangen water is like one of the most purest water that you can drink. So you're able to tell the difference between what's good water and what's not. And this is what makes drinking water a little bit more enjoyable too.
What's Kangen water? Where's it from?
Kangen water is alkaline water. It's like the highest, like the highest pH level of water is supposed to, like the right pH level that a water is supposed to be. Like, if you were drinking water straight from like a rock or like the mountain springs, but not like how they tell us that we're drinking. Crystal Guys is telling us we're drinking it from like we're not drinking it from there.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? They're not giving us the best water, but this at least helps, you know, makes me feel confident I'm drinking like good water at all times.
Right. Yeah. So I'm also looking at, let me pull up this next website, because I think this is super cool, and maybe this is part of it's called, I think it's Decosi.
Yeah, Decosi. Yeah, that's the one I was talking about. Is our Jordan product.
I mean, check this out. These designs are just incredible. I mean,
so yeah, he did all those original artwork. If you scroll down and you click on the Dennis Rodman hoodie.
Right here?
Yeah, click on that one. So you scroll through the pictures, so you see the details, like all that. Like, you got the embroidery, you got the original DTG. We got celebrity people like Lil Uzi Vert, Gunna, like people in the hip hop industry or anybody in the game really knows who those people are. So that's the reason people more gravitate towards that. And during these pandemic times, like, he's like pushing he made like some customer dropped like $800 on one order for him. You know what I'm saying? And we were in the studio, and I just get a notification. So like while we're sleeping, like we making money. That's what online fulfillment is. And that whole website, our team also helps people build their website, for them. Because we like to just, for us, we just build the website. Like we just have like a one-time payment fee. And then from there, we just focus on fulfillment. Because most people in our position just want to have a retainer, but we're not trying to have that. We really just want to have somebody have like a full-on website that people really want to engage and actually want to shop on. And that's what we created, the Cozy, the Cozy, Cash Gang Records, and other, like even also the Low Key website too. There's a bunch of big platforms that we really created that are similar to that.
So who's the artist that does this? Because this picture of Kobe with the ball, it's so creative.
His name is Cozy. His name's Cozy. That's
okay, Cozy's the artist. Got it.
Yeah.
So talented. So talented.
Very, 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 very talented. You see those masks, we probably already pushed like 500 of those. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's like the only person I know that can really do that. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, but
right. That is super cool. Well, hats off to Cozy, very talented, and that's pretty important stuff. So, you're involved with so many diverse things, and you really got a business mind. So, what gave you the inspiration, from the merchandise standpoint? What drives it? Is it you see a need in the market, you're connecting so well with people that you organically can sense when a certain piece or a certain vibe will sort of drive itself in the universe? Or how do you really identify the merch that connects?
Honestly, just understanding, like, because everybody has what their goals is, and everybody wants to be in a position to be able to like demand something. But if you want to be in a position to demand something, you got to also do research on how you're able to do that. And if by creating a brand and creating your merch, people are paying. It's like a billboard. People are paying to wear you people are paying to wear you. There ain't no other position where people are gonna do that. And now them wearing you, or they could be in the studio now. Like your network is expanding. And I saw right away, right off the rip, that because there's this thing called the Influencer Marketing Expo. One of my people, his name is called Ishmaeli. It's like where he did a big conference in downtown LA where he brought people like big companies like Alibaba, he brought Sean Neff, people like on that level, Daniel Fleshman, people on that level, on the marketing gurus, showing people like, hey, influencers, like you guys are not maximizing your money. Everybody, you guys are not maximizing, your data. You gotta do like kind of like what Gary Vee's doing. You gotta take over the internet. And the way for you to take over the internet is definitely through your merch. And I've seen that a lot of people have not taken advantage of that. Because more than ever, like everybody got their own brand. Like, Kanye West kind of made it a little bit more easier for people to come jump in fashion. Before, for you to be in fashion or be these high-end people, there's a lot of politics in it. Now, you're direct to consumer. There's no better position to be direct than to be talking to your own direct audience, as opposed to just trying to reach out to some people to do that for you. And
it's a beautiful thing.
That's the importance of building a brand.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. I know we're talking the other day in prep for this show, and you're talking about during COVID. These are crazy times for everybody. We all agree with that. But yeah, you've taken a different approach. You're really on full tilt. You're looking at the opportunity and these challenging times as just that, an opportunity. And recently, your company's started up LA Buffet. And let me also bring this up on the screen because I went through there and the pricing points are just blowing my mind. Like they're amazing. The pricing for the foods.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
And as I go down,
we definitely,
amazing.
We're going through some tough times, so we want to make good, healthy food for people that is economically affordable. And for us, like we meet like a lot of these like companies like Grubhub, Postmates, all that kind of stuff. They just like to have every and every company on their platform. Because the way we're treating LA Buffet, me, my business partner Christian and Thea, is we're treating LA Buffet as two things. One, distribution, and number two, like real good healthy food that we cooking. You know what I'm saying? We're bringing in like some premier chefs. We have like the healthy juices. If you click on the Max and Lucy's, like right there right now, just like how you saw Cozy on the merch.
Yeah.
This is like one of our Cozy products. Is the empanadas. Like that one has been selling out the most, and this is all done online. Like every, I guess per se, restaurant or kitchen is one dimensional, where it's more they're relying on these other platforms like Postmates to do their stuff. We just doing it in-house. We doing everything in-house. We're even doing even the first week, me and my business partner were doing deliveries to these people at nighttime, like, because there's nobody that's gonna do that. Right. You know, that's something that we already do, is just going the extra mile, that personal connection, not, you know, trying to have our customers save where they can, because we know that, you know, sometimes you're paying more in delivery than you're paying for your food, or you're looking to, you know, get some food on Postmates. The cheapest thing is $15, and you end up spending $40-$50 on a meal that you probably just trying to spend like $10. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
So we're really thinking about the everyday people.
So they can go online, they can order it, and then you guys will deliver the food?
Yeah, we do for the desserts, we can deliver it, and we can also ship it. For the food, we either deliver it, or we also have a pickup location. So it's pick up and pick up and drive through. You know, pick up and delivery options. Those are the two options for the obviously, like the food part, you know?
Yeah, well, hats off to you guys on that price point. I got some delivery last night that was $70, and would I argue that it's $70 worth of food? No. And look, I'm helping out a friend, and these are tough times, but the value wasn't 70. And I'm looking at what you're doing, and this could be very meaningful to underserved populations, people that don't have the money necessarily. It looks super healthy. So really hats off to you and your partner for starting this thing, LA Buffet. And I hope you guys find a location here in Orange County.
Appreciate that. I mean, we're definitely, the goal is to have 10 of these, you know?
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Well, you know, Ladi, you know, not that being in the merch business or the food business is enough. You're also a music producer. And if you'll permit me, I'm going to bring up another site here.
No, of course.
Instagram, and sort of dive in and share with the audience a little bit about that venture. And I pulled this up, and maybe you could talk a little about your the Saka worldwide music publishing.
Yes. So, you know, I've been on and off the music industry for the last, I guess, 2020 now? Okay, 6 years, the last 6 years. And, you know, I've always wanted to do my label situation. This wasn't the right opportunity, right time, because you always got to, at the same time, too, try out different things and learn what works. You know what I'm saying? You know, I have a shout out to my mentor. His name is Carlos Jordan. He's one of like the key executive people that I can always get on a phone call with if I need any advice. So that's another thing too, is the power of having a mentor, the power of not knowing everything, and the power of your network. So being able to, like, anything in any field, have somebody, an expert that you can reach out to, grab that knowledge and apply it yourself. So that's how I'm able to supersede a lot of these things that may take a little much longer for somebody. Because one of the key things that you need to have as an entrepreneur is the power of having your ears open. You don't know everything. Humble yourself. You know what I'm saying? No matter what I've done thus far, there's much more things that I want to do, and things are a little bit more realistic to achieve when you have a team. I ain't a one-man show. I have a bunch of people in different sectors of different businesses that I can rely on, that I can say, yeah, I do that because we got each other on that level. So when it comes to the Saka Entertainment Worldwide, that was pretty fresh. I just literally just launched that at the end of last year, and I'm gonna do maybe like a full-on launch within the next month or two. I'm just more working that behind the scenes, but it really started off with publishing. You know, shout out to my partners at Hitson Group. You know, one of the biggest publishing companies all around the world. You know, we got a strong catalog. They did the publishing deal for WizKid, J-Lo. Like, that's what, that's the knowledge I'm starting off with, And then from there, I was like, look, I got resources. So I got to work, started finding different talent, and then start positioning them. Some of them I may do AR work for them. Some of them I may manage them. Some of them I may just strictly do publishing and admin. It just really depends on the situation. And if you go look on my page, I published this record for this influencer girl named Ines X. We had Little's hand on the record, and then we ate her and got this big dancehall artist named Tommy D Spart on the record to ignite the record. So there's a lot of beautiful things that's going to be happening on that sequence. It really started off with mainly focusing on publishing, where publishing is like really where the money really is at, as opposed to just like, oh, cut me a deal or something, So I'm looking forward to really like dropping more videos on there and really being able to educate people about the best way to really maneuver and get what you want at the industry. Because I'm looking at the music industry more now from a technology standpoint than just management or something like that. That's the reason I'm able to supersede and build a lot of relationships, because some of these people might be doing their merch. So it all really comes down to like being able to serve and being able to help somebody out. That's the reason why I'm able to like dive into anything I want. Even if I have no experience, I might be able to beat you at your game because I got my expert ready to go.
Right. Well, that's wise advice at such a young age. Again, hats off to you and your perspective and the humility you bring to the game, because that's why at 27 you're doing all these things, because you're humble, you ask questions, you open your ears, you listen, and you sort of develop the strategies from there. So that really speaks a lot to your character. So if you can go back a little bit to your Instagram, and you're obviously a pretty major influencer. You've really built up a large Instagram following. And as I think about it, a lot of people say, well, how did you do that? And I think in this era, a lot of people, the concept of hard work is not resonated yet, right? And so they think, well, I'll put something out there, and if I put a little bit out there, they'll come. But what does it take to build that kind of following on Instagram?
I would say more than ever, because I know people are like, oh, like because the algorithm keeps changing or whatever the sequence is. It doesn't, honestly, even scratch that I got 200,000 followers. It doesn't really matter about the 200,000 followers I have. It just matters about you having that 1,000. What's that book? Getting your first 1,000 people to rock with you.
Right.
If you could do that, if you could engage with your audience, those 1,000 people are going to turn into 1 million people, because you built your herd, you built your community. Just go out there, just keep posting content, and let more people know about you. Create a safe space where people can ask you questions. You know, go on Instagram Live, go on TikTok. Just not dominate Instagram. You gotta dominate all platforms. Go on LinkedIn. There's so much gold on LinkedIn. LinkedIn has probably one of the best conversions, because you gotta differentiate the kind of people you're targeting. On Instagram, you might be targeting an influencer, or you might be targeting like, you know, somebody for something else. But on LinkedIn, you might be targeting the actual agency that books the influencer or manages the influencer. So you got to understand people's roles. You might hit the influencer up on Instagram, but your best bet might be hitting their management on LinkedIn, because that's the person that actually tells the influencer yes or no. Right. You know what I'm saying? So being able to diversify your portfolio. And I'll just say mainly advice is definitely focusing on content. I mean, look what Willie's doing, you know what I'm saying, with the Classic Gentleman, you know, doing his interviews, going live. Like, just go for it. You got nothing to lose. Just start speaking to your audience, and they'll tell you what more they want to hear from you. And then just start building your community and focus on that first one, and then turn that to 1,000. That's just it. And the rest is history from there.
So you are a master networker. And so what would you say your objective is when you reach out to people? I mean, you got 200,000 people. What I've sensed is you really have a high touch, a personal touch, given how busy you are and how many people you're connected to. It seems to me you're still able to follow up with everybody. So what is the objective when you reach out to people, when people reach out to you?
So when people reach out to me, see, people are pretty funny though. There's two things, okay? If you're gonna reach out to somebody, be ready to showcase how I know you want something, but how can you help out that person? So like my thing is, like, if I'm want something from somebody, I need to be able to solve their problem first. I solve their problem. Maybe they're listening a little bit more to like what I want to tell them. So if someone reaches out, like, so if I'm reaching out to somebody, I'm ready, like, yo, hey, I could do this. Let's solve your problem, and then we're gonna get straight to mine. So always serving first, and you're gonna get served next. But when people reach out to me, it just depends on the situation. You know, just some people might be asking for management, but just they gotta look at my feed and understand, like, am I pushing my management? No, I'm not. So focus that you see me pushing the merch, you see me pushing the food. Go talk about what I like to talk about. Let's handle that conversation, and then when you asking for what you need, I'm like, sure, whatever you need, I got you. But let's start with that. Always be able to see how you can serve first, and then serve yourself next is always my advice.
Great advice. And how important is an authentic approach to your audience?
It's very, very important, especially during these times. Like, I'm looking forward to really showing the audience more of the behind the scenes of what goes down in the entrepreneurial life, or even connecting with some of these people that they've never, like, will never be able to connect with, but also showing people, like, real life. We're not all perfect. You know, things ain't peaches and cream in my world. You know, I want to show people, like, hey, it doesn't really matter about how much money you have in your pocket. It just matters about where you're going at, or what do you foresee? Like, what is your vision? Are you willing to put it all on the line? Kind of like if you watched the Michael Jordan Last Dance, like,
Oh yeah,
or Kobe Bryant's famous word, friends don't hang banners, like friends don't hang championships. You know what I'm saying? So understanding a way to differentiate between personal and business, and don't take things personally. Sometimes things have to be business, keep it business, and things that got to be personal, keep it personal, and then just keep it going.
Yeah, that's great advice. So let's go back to design. You are an influencer, you are a connector. What are some notable artists you provided fashion for?
We've done. Yesterday, me and my partner were blessed. We were working out plays with All Money MBH. All Money MBH. If you don't know who he is, that's Nipsey Hussle's best friend. So like, that's the dude right now. Have the opportunity to give merch to people like Young Thug, Gunna, Lil Uzi Vert, people like in the hip hop sequence, but all kinds of people. Vayner Sports, being able to have the opportunity to print out live for them. We had the opportunity to do the BT experience, live printing experience. Like, honestly, I just love connecting with people and making plays.
So let me switch gears. I know you're involved in a nonprofit work with Artists for Humanity. Can you share more about this collaboration and what is the mission?
Oh, okay. So AFH was brought up more sequence with my partner Christian. He because he went to school in Boston, and that was actually like one of AFH. What they stand for is they help out like homeless students that are into like original artwork. Think of like a boarding school. Normally, like say for basketball players, it's more for like actual artists that are pretty talented. With AFH, our goal is to at the right time, when we're able to raise money from investors, because we want to bring a Tecton LA to Boston. They're going to be like one of the actual people that we're going to partner with, and really give back our knowledge to people and kids in that positioning. So for us, like any way to give it back is always a good thing. So AFH, Artists Humanity is always in our hearts as far as how can we make an impact, how can we maybe at the right time get some influencers, do some campaigns, raise some money for that place. There's great organizations out in LA called the Watts Empowerment Center, or Red Eye. Mm-hmm. They're pretty big. That's a pretty big neutral spot for kids that have nothing to. And so any way we can give back, me and my team is always going to be there.
That's fantastic.
And push the cause in any shape or form.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Again, it gives a lot of hope to these kids that maybe have talent, but they have no way to express it, or the means economically, or the structure.
Yeah, like the goal would be is like a person like Cozy, and all these other big artists. Like once they hit their success, the goal would be to one of these days hopefully be able to bring them where they can go and steal what they've been able to do, and inspire the next generation. Because that's your goal, is to be able to inspire, life is short, nothing's guaranteed, but in the short 41 years that Kobe Bryant lived, he probably lived 60 years compared to most people. You know 100%. What I'm saying? Because he worked on a 24/8 mentality. He utilized every sequence of his time, and he gave back. And a lot of his ideas, or a lot of his impact, we're all finding out more than the basketball player. So it's not really about your accolades. It's about what do you leave behind for people what seed do you leave behind for people to keep growing? I think is always the goal.
That's beautiful. I like that a lot. Never heard it that way. So in your mind, what is the purpose for striving for greatness?
That's one of LeBron's favorite quotes. Striving for greatness, honestly, to me, I would just say the key word is just getting to know yourself, trying to be a better you. That's the key thing, is don't compare yourself to anybody else. Everybody has their own timeline. Everybody has their peak. Everybody has their ups and downs. You see one of your friends doing really well. Striving for greatness is being a real good friend, supporting that person, helping them get to that finish line, because by helping them get to that finish line, you're getting yourself close to the finish line. So striving for greatness is literally failure is not an option, and just going for it. That's just the best. Like, I don't know everything, but the best thing, that's the reason why you diversify your portfolio. That if one of these things blow us up, now everything else that you have in the pipeline out, you can increase that. You just need one thing.
That's great advice. So what is the ultimate goal in driving this massive network and boutique of businesses you have? What is the ultimate goal of this?
The ultimate goal of which question?
So you have this, you have this massive network that you're developing with people and connections, and then you have a number of businesses that you've created. What in your mind is the ultimate goal of both of those, sort of the relationships you have, the businesses? What would you like to see that turn into?
My end goal, honestly, my end goal is to hit $1 billion. That's my end goal.
I like it.
But realistically, I'll just say honestly, the key word or the where it starts off is just establish credibility. That's it. Like that's to me is very important. Like being able to do all these things are cool, but I want to be in a position where, all right, cool, I establish that credibility, and that credibility, like one key thing is people got to understand, like no matter how rich you are or whatever, money comes up and down. And I've seen that. I've been fortunate to be around some of the wealthiest people, and the people that end up being like Kanye West might even be a great example. People were laughing at him, ha ha ha, like he got no money or whatever, or he lost his money. But you know what? He worked out the best deal for him when it came to the Yeezy royalty structure. And you know what? He just jumped from, maybe having 400 million to now being at least $1 billion. We don't know where he's at as far as how much money it is, but he diversified his portfolio. You don't know where things are gonna go. You just gotta just go for it. So for me, man, my end goal honestly is to just have a successful businesses and just keep helping more people. I want to invest into the future. I want to invest more into technology, and then most importantly, have an impact, to be able to have that financial freedom, just to be able to look out for my family and help more people, help more entrepreneurs, create the vision, create the vision of their life. Because some people you might not have to go to school for that. You know what I'm saying? So I really want to help out people who may not have the opportunity to go to college, but want to actually go create their dream. That's what I would love to.
It's beautiful. So with all the businesses you're involved in, what's the biggest challenge in starting or creating your own company?
The biggest hurdles obviously the easiest thing sometimes is the money. To put the money down. I mean, you need money to start a business at the end of the day. But I'll just say realistically, I'll just say building a team, building the right team. I'll just say, because if you build the right team, anything's possible. So I even scratch the financials. Like if you build the right team, like you'll be surprised what you can do. And I'm just fortunate just to be part of some good teams, to be able to have some opportunities. I'm saying, to be in a position to say that I'm a partner of some of these businesses. It's just an honor.
Yeah. So I saw on Instagram that one of your mentors, and you mentioned him before, is Carlos Jordan. How important is it to have a mentor in your development?
Very important.
Take a little deeper dive on that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because you don't know everything in this industry. There's successful people. They just don't like sharing. They don't like sharing information. And the information, a lot of people are short-sighted and always think is money. Like for you to be in a position to have a good mentor, you got to bring something to the table. You got to be able to help them, bring their vision and make that to life, because that's your track record. All they got to just do is make a phone call, like, yeah, I trust this person. Cool. Like now you handle that business, do it right. Now you're scaling yourself. You know what I'm saying? And during the time I was trying to, I was managing and trying to figure out what I really wanted out of the industry, he was able to answer some questions and shed light on the direction the industry is going, and being able to cut my time of some of the mistakes that he's made, or some of the mistakes I've made, he's been able to, help me, get further. So being able to have somebody that can really, that's in a position where you want to be, I think is a really cool thing to have. And it just makes you feel more confident to be able to go out there. And
they've already developed a lot of these roadmaps, so why recreate the wheel? So what is some of the best advice that you've gotten from your mentors?
Honestly, one of the best advice that I learned from Los, Coach Jordan, was just being able to, especially when it comes to like dealing with like corporate companies that already have everything, is coming to the table with your own concepts on how they can make money. But then at the same time, too, you help yourself out. You know what I'm saying? And he's an expert. If you go look at his website, He got the partnership with the Junior NBA, Under Armour. These are things that people who have money can't, like, money doesn't get you that relationship that he got. You know what I'm saying? It all comes down to what can he bring to the table, and he's a scientist when it really comes to that. So he's really, you know, it's not sometimes words, it's actions. I go look in his feed, I could go call him, and he can hit me up, yo, Ladi, I'm doing this. I'm like, damn, okay, Los, I'm doing this now. You know what I'm saying? I'm applying some of the ideas or some of the things that he's done or how he handles his business. I applied it to my businesses, and that's how I've been able to get much further too.
Yeah, yeah. And you know, with all your experience and all the businesses you're starting at such a young age, I would argue you could probably write a book in the next few years. But before you do that, what advice would you give to aspiring entrepreneurs when they're listening to this or watching your trajectory, your arc in your career? What's some advice you can give to people that are just starting out, looking at like where you're at? Like, boy, I'd really like to start my own business, or I'd like to go this way. Maybe I don't do accounting, but I do the entrepreneurial route.
The quicker you fail, the quicker you're gonna become successful. Kind of like if I the Jordan posters, like, I missed a shot 9,000 times, but it's the reason why I'm great, because he wasn't afraid to miss a shot. You know, because he was, you know, he's in the gym, 24 hours putting it in. So when you're in the game, you're not missing a shot. So, you know, the best advice is really just try, get to know yourself, and then try to fail, and then just see out of all the things that you like, which one is the one really gravitating you, or which is the one that's getting you closer to your vision. That's just like the best advice I could tell people.
So I saw a quote on your Instagram account where it said, value your time, protect your space, and control your energy. What does that mean to you?
People like to take advantage. Like, one thing you don't get back is your time. Money comes and go, but your time doesn't, you know, and life is short. So the key thing is people just like to just take your time, and then some people might take it for granted. So you got to protect your energy, you got to protect your space, and you just got to just, you know, get in your Zen mode, and just, if it's a waste of your time, then, you know, set it for a certain time where you deal with that. You know, if that feels like waste of time, cool. Like, let's set up a consultation call. I'm gonna hear you out, and then from there I'm gonna tell you how it's gonna work. You know, but other than that, just really protect your space, and you gotta understand that you're the only person in control of your life. Don't let anybody else control you. Just control yourself, and you are the person that is able to control what is next, your energy. You know, I've read books like The Secret, you know what I'm saying? All about affirmations, law of attractions. You attract what you're asking for.
That's true. That's very, very true. Good sage advice. So I also read that you were with Carlos Jordan, you're involved with ITW Basketball. Can you share more about that organization and what the goal is of ITW Basketball?
Yes. So uniting the world basketball, I mean, it's such a beautiful thing, you know, the beautiful thing to see happen, because, you know what I'm saying, he, like I said, he's the only person I know that can create something like that. You know, like, he's a successful, you know, big time executive producer in the music industry, and he applied the same tactics that he did when he came to his businesses with the basketball movement. But the key thing is, there's nothing much more than he loves in the kids. There's nothing much more than he loves in giving back to the kids. So this is like the best position that he loves to be in, where he's part of the Clippers when he does the youth basketball clinics with them, and then the ITW basketball clinics are the ones where we had kids from like age like 9, 10 years old to 14 years old learning, like, from NBA players, WNBA players, coaches, like all kinds of people, and then really, you know, each community bringing them closer, you know, by doing some of these basketball clinics. So it's been a cool thing being behind the scenes, you know, doing some project management, and just being able to learn and soak in the knowledge from him and everything. So I'm always fortunate to have that
relationship. California, or is it around the country, or what are the plans with ITW?
I mean, ITW basketball was the ITW basketball was set. Like, one thing about Coach Jordan that I learned from him, there's people who are 2, 3, 4 years ahead of where they already know what's gonna happen. So all this stuff that people are seeing right now, all the things that you may see on my feed or a lot of people's feed, like, these things already be predestined a year ago. So, but the whole COVID-19, obviously, like, you know, we can't really be in contact with people. So that's the reason why the clinics are not going right now. But I could only imagine that, you know, if, you know, able to connect with people that you will see, because his stuff was going to be all around the world. Like, you know, every month there was a clinic or two, You know what I'm saying? So it's becoming a big thing, a big movement, and we're about to, he's about to have like a big impact when it comes to the community. And I think that's very
Well, I
important.
hope we can get back to that soon.
A lot of these communities that people don't even go out to, we went to.
Yeah.
Had the opportunity to go to Bakersfield, you know what I'm saying? Phoenix, that was a road trip, you know what I'm saying? So just like different places and get to connect and shake hands with some of the most powerful people behind the scenes that you wouldn't know.
Yeah. Well, after COVID, I hope this can resume and get people connected back together, because I know for kids, sports are very positive depending where they come from. And the idea we're getting into communities that are otherwise not tied or connected, I think is really, really important. So, hats off to Jordan in those efforts for sure. So as we transition for future generations listening, I mean, you're only 27, and I sit here really amazed at your energy, your focus, your passion, commitments. Is there any wisdom that you like to pass on to them? What would you want them to know?
What I would like them to know, or any wisdom that I could allow them to know, would be, I mean, like, I've done it all. Like, if you go on my LinkedIn, you will see like all the different, like when I was in school, I was in a fraternity. I was a Lambda Chi. I was in what's called a university brand ambassador, where I would give people school tours. I was a new student orientation leader, where I'll do like a full week of just literally helping out the school and all the incoming freshmen, transfer students. So like, just do everything. Just soak as much knowledge as possible. And another cool thing is, whatever you're trying to do, it ends up being the things that has nothing to do with what you're trying to do that gets you closer to that. If that makes sense. So like with the merchandise game, the merchandise game is what got me back and connected me with some people back in the music industry. I didn't choose to always be dealing with people in the music industry, but people in the music industry need their merch. And I know that, and they understand I know that because I understand where they're coming from. You know what I'm saying? So just being able to understand that there might be some jobs that you like, I don't want to take this. What does this have to do with whatever, but some of those jobs might put you in a good position to learn some leadership skills.
Right.
Put you in uncomfortable situations that you didn't think you could handle, but you could handle that. Now you're able to apply those tactics to whatever comes your way.
Great advice. So is there anything we haven't covered that you'd like to share with the audience?
I think we covered everything. I think we covered everything for the most part. And I'll just say, just for the audience, go on Los Angeles Buffet. Go support, eat some good food. If you do need help with your merchandise, Tech Town LA is still, helping out people out with that. And then if you need help also with fulfillment or building your website, we do that. And I guess the only thing that I really didn't chime in on is also, if you need help as far as on your social media, you can DM me. We could schedule a consultation and I can help you out with that. My team does a bunch of these TikTok giveaways, Instagram giveaways, for growth. And then also at the same time too, if you need help with publishing or anything in the music, hit me up too. And yeah, I'm here. I'm a one-stop shop, and let's win.
Awesome, Ladi. So how do they get connected to you on your DM? Is there a handle?
Yes, it's at Londonian Gaga, LONDONIANGAGA. You can hit me up, you know what I'm saying? Or you can hit up the Tech Town LA. And just to keep it preview, if you're looking for merch, hit up the Tech Town LA page. I'll respond to that. You know what I'm saying? I can just hit you up off of that. If you're looking for anything in the music, you can hit me up on a personal page. Or you can hit up my label page, Saka Entertainment Worldwide. If you're looking for anything in the food realm, hit up Itw Buffet. So the one thing I also learned from Coach is everything is separate. You know what I'm saying? You go look, all his music stuff is right here, and all his sports stuff is right here. They're not together. It's not mixed up. They're their own entity. So being able to differentiate your businesses, I think, is a key skill to have. Yeah.
Hey, Ladi, thanks for coming on Beyond. This has been an amazing show to learn from you and your experiences and all the things you're involved in. I'm super fired up about it, and I look forward to seeing the progress in the future.
Yeah. What I'll do is, because what I'll do for the next sequence is we'll set up an interview or something where we'll do one specifically on like Tech Town. You know what I'm saying? Because we did one on me. We'll do one on Tech Town where I'll bring my partner, and then we could really chime in even much more deeper on like the whole scope of really anything that has to do like with tech and really scaling and stuff like that. But honestly, I'll just say keep reading more books. You know what I'm saying? Motivational books, and just go for it. It's just the best thing I could give people.
Awesome. Hey, thanks a lot. I really appreciate your time.
All right, brother. Appreciate you.